I'm JC. Welcome to Yoga Studio Satya. This morning it's a little chilly, so we're going to start with a vigorous warm-up to beat the cold. It's really, really chilly out there, and get into a few hip openers to get us nice and grounded and move on with the rest of your day. So today is Monday the 21st. Happy Martin Luther King Day, and welcome to Yoga Studio Satya. Here we go. We'll start with a little centering. Take a comfortable seat. Turn your inner thighs down. We call that inward spiral. Some of you are going to be familiar with that. You don't have to be. If it's hard for you to sit up nice and tall, straight on the floor, it takes a lot of hamstring flexibility. Use a blanket. You can fold it in half to make it as high as it needs to be, and you will sit on that like a throne. Alright, so in the beginning when we say sit comfortably, we actually mean that. Alright, sit nice and tall, take your shoulders back, close your eyes, breathe. Notice the place where you meet the mat. Notice the undulation of your breath. Invite yourself here into this moment, this practice, this physical space. Place your hands together in front of your heart. We'll open our practice this morning by setting our intention to have a great week. A week that's full of celebration, and a week that's fully in tune with what our body needs moment by moment. Release your breath fully. Enjoy a deep and smooth inhale. As you exhale, bow your head into your own heart. Exhaling again, release your hands, lift your chin, and softly open your eyes. Thank you. That was wonderful. Alright, let's come to all fours and do a little warm-up, but you want to keep using your blanket to cushion your knees. That's fine. We're going to come to all fours position and start with cat and cow. So as you exhale, round your back up. And as you inhale, turn your toes under, arch your back. This is cow. And exhaling again, use your abdominals. And that is cat. Do those with your breath. Even if you're breathing backwards, it doesn't matter. For a few breaths. Let your arm bones sink deep into your back body so you're plugged in. Instead of pressing your arm bones out in front of your back body. Come back to the middle. Take a breath. as you inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread through. They call this one thread the needle. Nice little twist to ease gently into Monday morning. And come back to the middle. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread through. So notice I come up on my fingertips so I can press the floor and draw my elbow even deeper into my shoulder. And then come back to the middle. Most important pose to learn. Take your knees wide, sit back on your heels, and stretch forward. This is child's pose. Anytime you're overwhelmed by the practice, come back to this pose, take a few breaths, and when you're ready, return to the practice. And then come back to all fours. Make your way to downward facing dog. Hips up and back. It's like a big A. And then you'll do what's called walking your dog. Bend one knee, switch, bend the other knee, switch, bend the first knee. Stretch your calves. Get used to having weight on your hands. Draw your arm bones deep into your armpits. So you have a very strong stance. On your inhale, walk to the top of your mat, forward fold. Depending on your level of practice, it's okay to bend your knees here. It's okay to have a straight spine and be nowhere near the floor here. Or it's okay to bend deeply, depending on where you are. Inhale, stretch up, touch the sky. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, stretch up. Root into your right foot, grab your right wrist and stretch. And go the other way. Root into your left foot, grab your left wrist and stretch. And then call that crescent moon. One more. Go to the left. And go to the right. Awesome. Time to get rid of some layers. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale. Stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, bow. Touch the earth. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, touch the earth. Inhale, touch the sky. And draw your short ribs in and bend your knees so it's nice and stimulating. We're trying to sort of shake off that cold Monday blah feeling. Armpits back, short ribs back. Sit deep in your invisible chair for Utkatasana. Touch the earth, lift your hips, and step back, both feet, downward facing dog. And now we'll warm up with a few sun salutations. Plank, like the top of a push-up. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. You can use your knees here. Come to the mat, press your feet into the floor, curl back, cobra or bhujangasana. Turn your toes, downward facing dog. Repeat that. Plank, chaturanga, cobra. Press your feet into the floor. Turn your toes, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Walk to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, touch the sky. Sit in your chair. Inhale, stay. And touch the earth, lift your hips, lengthen your spine toward me, and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Just like a push-up, as you come down, you move as one piece. Turn your toes, downward facing dog. Don't let your hips sag to the floor before the rest of you gets there. Walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, sit in your chair. Let's do prayer position this time. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, hands in prayer position. Sit in your chair. Hook your right elbow on your left knee. Twist. Stay deep in your squat. Lift and spread your toes and feel the inner edges of your feet digging and biting into the floor. Widen your right sits bone, that's that bony knot in your butt cheek, to the right. Come back to the middle, go the other way, left elbow hooks. Dig in with the inner edges of your feet and widen your left sitting bone to the left. back to the middle. Touch the earth, lift your hips. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk, step, or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And step your right leg way back for high lunge. Your front shin should be vertical. Straight up and down, knee on top of ankle. I said that 3 times, 3 ways, please. Back leg all the way straight. So it's a nice long stance. So this front thigh can be parallel to the floor. Engage your abdominals. Stretch your shoulders forward. Very nice. Step forward and switch legs. Remember, it's a nice long stance. Front shin straight on top of the ankle. And step forward. Inhale, touch the sky. Leave your arms up, sit in your chair. Take a breath. Touch the earth, lift your hips. Step all the way back, downward facing dog. Left leg forward, high lunge. This time, inhale, reach for the sky. Touch the earth, switch feet. Inhale, reach for the sky. Good, one more time. Right or left foot forward. And switch feet. Right foot forward. Stepping back and forth to lunge. Such a great way to wake up the body. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, breathe. And release. One more. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, touch the earth. Lengthen your spine. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Turn your toes, downward facing dog. Step forward, left foot, high lunge. Now for those hip openers, bring both hands to the inner edge of your foot. Lift the back thigh really strong. So we want to stimulate the body. Lift your back thigh and let the front thigh drop down. Both at the same time. Engage your abdominals and stretch your nose forward in space. So it's not about going down. Go forward. Stay light on your fingertips. So we have to stay active in the legs and core. Because we want to shake off those cold Monday blahs. Stay low in your hips and your shoulders. Pivot all the way around. Come to high lunge facing the back. Both hands come to the inside of your foot. Lift your back thigh. Engage your abdominals. Stretch your shoulders forward. And do the hip stretch on the back. Hips and shoulders stay low. Pivot around to the front again. Step back. Switch feet. And we'll do the other side. From high lunge, come to the inner edge. Lift your back thigh. Drop your front hip. Stay low and pivot. Lift your back thigh. Drop your front hip. Stay low and pivot. Step forward. Inhale, stretch, touch the sky. Exhale, leave your arms up, sit in Utkatasana. Touch the earth, lift your hips. One more time. Inhale, sky. Sit in your chair. Touch the earth, lift your hips, step all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Turn your toes, downward facing dog. Step forward, left foot. All right, this time turn your knee and toe out to the left. Walk your torso out to the right. So you have a little angle here. And again, we want stimulation. Lift the back inner thigh. Engage your abdominals, stretch your shoulders forward, and drop the front thigh. Turn your foot forward. Center yourself, switch feet. Turn your front knee and toe out. Walk your torso out the other way. Center your foot. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, sky. Chair. the earth. Inhale, sky. Chair. Breathe. Touch the earth. Step back, downward facing dog. Step forward to plank, or glide forward to plank pose. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Release to the floor, cobra. Turn your toes, downward facing dog. This time step forward with your right foot, come into pigeon prep. So your shin is parallel to the top of your mat. Ankle nice and strong here. Right, we don't want to slide into the laziness and the heaviness that we feel on Monday morning. So draw your right pinky toe towards your right outer knee. And your left pinky toe in the back towards your left outer knee. Squeeze your knees together, shift your hips back. So we're nicely engaged. Draw your belly button and your short ribs back, plug in. And then begin to press without letting go. Press your knees into the floor and away from each other. Good stuff. If you can do it without losing the engagement in the abs here, without unplugging and becoming heavy, draw in, stay light, stay drawing up, bring your right elbow to the floor, bring your left hand to your foot, press your hand and foot into each other. And then gently roll your left hip toward the mat. Widen your left sitting bone toward the left. And release. Step back to downward facing dog, switch legs. And then dive in. Like you'd like to dive into your day. Squeeze your knees toward each other. Draw from pinky to outer knee, both legs. Shift your hips back. Plug in with your abdominals into that pose. And if you can maintain that, lower your left elbow to the floor, put your right hand on your foot, and press. Roll that right hip to the floor. Widen your right sitting bone more to the right. Back to the middle. Step back to downward facing dog. Walk, step, or hop to forward fold. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, sit in your chair. This time, touch the earth and come into a deep squat. You may not be able to do this with your heels touching the floor, so just lean forward, use your fingers for some support if your heels are off the floor, and then widen your feet apart. Wide enough that your chest fits between your knees. Try to do your feet parallel, even if you don't have the flexibility to get your heels down. Heels down doesn't matter as much as feet parallel. Plug in with your knees, squeeze yourself. Plug in with your abs, draw back. Think of a line connecting your belly button to your inner heel, and we're going to stretch that line in both directions. Inner heels push down, belly button pulls back. Keep that. Grab your heels, begin to lift your hips, let your heels come down as soon as possible, and stretch that line between heels and belly button. Keep that line as long as you can, bend your knees. Return to your squat, stretching the line between heels and belly button. Good, and then release to the mat. Woo. Grab yourself a strap and another strap, both of which need a loop. All right, so the shorter loop I'm going to place around my left foot. This longer loop is going to go all the way down at the base of my left leg. So don't put the buckle at the top or the bottom of the loop. Put it somewhere on the side. So you're going to lay that strap across the top of your thigh. And we're going sideways here so you can see. And the other end of the strap goes around your other foot. All right, that's a little short for me. So lengthen out. Getting better. Getting better. A little bit longer still. want to be able to press the gas pedal with my right foot and stretch the band, pull my thigh down. Alright, roll onto your back. Place one strap around your ball of your left foot, the other one at the base of your left thigh, and lay your legs straight. So right now I've got a good amount of tension on this strap, and it's drawing my thigh bone down. So for those of you that are familiar with that term, that's part of inward spiral. I'm grounding and rooting my thigh bone into the joint. Right, so there's one direction, down, as if I were standing up toward my heel. And then the other direction is down as I lay here into the earth. So I'm going to use the other strap and draw it down this way. Use my foot like a gas pedal on the right leg to draw my thigh bone down that way. Down and down. Make sure your foot is parallel to your midline, so don't turn out. Press the heel wide. And again, envision that line from the inner heel to the belly button and stretch that line long. Press the inner heel out, draw the belly button back. Right? Even though I'm quite flexible, I'm still using this strap so that I can do the stretch and leave my shoulders back against the floor and leave the back of my head back against the floor. It's not a judgment as to how flexible you are. It's just the nature of the pose. Breathe and enjoy the pose. So it's the action in the hip that we're more concerned with. The degree of stretch of the foot, whether your foot is up over your head or straight up and down, much less important. And we're getting some really good juicy stuff in the hip there. For those of you that are my cyclists and my runners, you're going to love this. This is what you need. All right, so resist that strap. Don't let your foot flex too much. Press with the ball of your foot, press with the big toe ball mount of your foot to keep the foot neutral and to keep the amount of stretch even between your calf and your hamstring. Bend your knee, release, and we'll switch sides. So place your big loop around your right thigh bone and catch it with your left foot. All right, so this is really low. I've got the strap way down against my pelvis. It's not up here. It's down at the base of the thigh. And then with the other strap, I grab my foot and then press through the inner edge of my heel, and belly button. Stretch, stretch, stretch the line that connects heel to belly button. And I'm giving it a little gas pedal to draw my thigh bone down along my body. And I'm giving it a little pull to draw my thigh bone down with gravity toward the floor. Work a nice, strong, neutral foot. So spread your toes. Press out evenly to the big and small toe ball mound. This is something to celebrate. We're receiving the gift of that stretch, the gift of that awareness deep into those tight hips on an unpleasant Monday morning. But it's going to be a pleasant Monday morning by the time we're through. And then bend your knees to release. Take the straps off. Have your knees to your chest, rock side to side. And take a few rocks, head to tailbone. Massage along your spine. On the third rock, sit up. Take a comfortable seat on your mat. Notice your hips. Notice whether it's easier to sit up. I do recommend taking a blanket under your hips give you a nice comfortable seat. And if you are wearing extra layers in your space to begin with, put those extra layers back on. Close your eyes. Notice again where you meet the mat. You can even reach down, grab the flesh of your outer hip and thigh and widen it. Notice whether your breath has slowed. From the tempo of your breath during our warm-up. Notice whether your awareness is a little bit heightened, a little bit more centered and grounded. A brief few minutes of yoga can transform a cold and dreary morning into 3 reasons to celebrate. More awareness, awareness more centered, awareness more focused. It's already a better day. Closed. Place your palms together in front of your heart. And we'll close our practice to move out to a beautiful, crisp morning. Release your breath. Enjoy your inhale. To each of you practicing with me at home, I bow with deep love and gratitude. Namaste. Please post your questions and comments and what you thought of our practice this morning on our Facebook page. We're Yoga Studio Satya MS. With any specific questions, you can email us privately at Yoga Studio Satya MS. Satya is S-A-T-Y-A, MS like the state, @gmail.com. Thank you so much. Namaste.